Ah, I love that topic. It's really powerful. So, are you thinking about minimalism and design and lifestyle, or maybe even in business or productivity? We can really take it in a lot of directions.
Okay, the question number one is what does the phrase less can lead to more mean?
Yeah, great starting point. So, the phrase less can lead to more basically means that by simplifying or reducing excess, you actually create more value, focus, and impact. So, whether it's fewer distractions, fewer possessions, or fewer tasks, the idea is that that simplicity can actually amplify your results.
How can having favor distraction improve productivity?
Yeah, that's a really practical application. When you have fewer distractions, like fewer apps open, fewer tasks on your plate, or even just a cleaner workspace, your brain isn't constantly switching focus. That means you can dive deeper into one task, get into a flow, and ultimately get more done in less time. So it really boosts efficiency.
Okay, wow, why do simple lifestyle often bring more peace?
Yeah, that's a great question. When we simplify our lifestyle, like reducing clutter, commitments, or even just streamlining routines, we reduce mental noise. So there's less stress, fewer decisions, and more space to appreciate the moment, which really leads to a more peaceful state of mind.
How can using less social media improve mental health?
Yeah, absolutely. When you cut back on social media, you reduce that constant comparison, doom scrolling, and that sense of overwhelm. So you end up feeling less anxious, more present, and you have more time for things that make you feel genuinely good, like hobbies or relationships or just quiet time.
Why is quality more important than quantity?
Yeah, quality really creates deep, more meaningful impact. When you focus on fewer, better things, whether it's relationships, work, or possessions, you get more satisfaction, better results, and you build lasting value. So it's really about depth versus just surface level abundance.
How can fever goal help a person achieve more success?
Yeah, that's a really practical approach. When you have fewer goals, you can focus your energy and resources matters. You avoid spreading yourself too thin, so you go deeper on each goal, build stronger momentum, and that consistency and focus can lead to bigger success over time.
What are the benefits of living with less stress?
Oh, there are so many. I mean, when you have less stress, your physical health improves, things like lower blood pressure and better sleep. Mentally, you have more clarity, more creativity, and you just feel more in control. So it really boosts both your well being and your ability to focus on what matters.
How can minimalism improve daily life?
Yeah, so minimalism really helps by cutting out all the extra noise, both physically and mentally, so you can focus on what truly matters to you. By having fewer possessions, fewer commitments, you create more space for meaningful growth, and that intentional focus can lead to more progress, more fulfillment, and just a lighter, clearer mindset.
Why do people sometimes buy more than they need?
Yeah, that's a really common thing. A lot of times it's driven by emotional habits, like a desire for comfort or a fear of missing out. Sometimes it's just a cultural push towards consumption, advertising, social media, and people get caught up in that cycle, even if they don't really need more stuff.
How can less talking and more listening improve relationships?
Oh, that's such a stand. Yeah. More and talk shows that you introduces conflicts and connection, and overall, it just creates a more supportive, meaningful relationship.
Why is the important to focus on only a few tasks?
Yeah, that's really crucial because when you narrow your focus, you give those tasks the attention they need. You avoid spreading yourself too thin, so you get better results, you stay motivated, and you can actually measure progress more clearly.
How can less screen time improve focus and creativity?
Screen time, you reduce digital distractions, which means your brain isn't constantly jumping from one notification to another. So you have more mental bandwidth, you can focus deeply, and that mental breathing room sparks more creative thinking and fresh creativity.
Why is it important to focus on only a few important tasks?
Yeah, it's really important because when you focus on just a few key tasks, you reduce overwhelm and make sure your energy is fully directed. That way, you can put in your best work, achieve real progress, and see clearer results rather than just spinning your wheels on too many things.
How can less screen time improve focus and creativity?
Yeah, so when you reduce screen time, you give your mind a break from stimulation. Without the endless scrolling or notifications, you can actually concentrate better, stay in the moment, and that mental space allows for more original thinking and fresh ideas to emerge.
What can we learn from people who live simple lives?
Oh, there's a lot we can learn. They often show us the value of prioritizing what's truly important, being intentional with their time and resources, and finding fulfillment in smaller, meaningful moments. So it kind of reminds us we don't need a lot to be happy or successful.
How can decluttering
Yeah,
your space
of
improve your mindfulness?
absolutely. When you declutter your space, it really reduces visual noise. So you feel calmer, more organized, and more present. That clarity in your environment often translates to mental clarity. So it's easier to focus, breathe, and stay mindful in the moment.
Why can fewer but strong friendships be better than many weak ones? Eating less unhealthy improve health.
Fuel, more nutrients, more energy helps with weight management, reduces risk of chronic diseases, and just leaves you feeling more balanced, both physically and mentally.
What are the emotional benefits of waiting less, wanting less?
Yeah, so when you reduce wanting less, you often feel more content. You're less driven by constant desire, so there's less stress, more gratitude, and more peace in the present moment. So you feel more emotionally balanced and fulfilled.
How can simplicity help people become more successful?
Because term vision, so it's easier for them to stay consistent and make real progress.
What is the connection between simplicity and happiness?
Yeah, there's a really strong connection. When life is simpler, you're less bogged down by constant stress or material clutter, so you have more space to appreciate the present moment, connect with others, and align your life with what truly matters to you. So that tends to foster happiness.
How can reducing negativity improve life?
Yeah, that's a big one. When you reduce negativity, whether it's through your thoughts, your environment, or the people you surround yourself with, you free up mental and emotional energy. You feel calmer, more optimistic, and you have a clearer mindset to pursue your goals and build healthier mindset.
How can less fear help people take bigger opportunities?
Yeah, that's a great point. When you let go of smaller, less important things like clutter, distractions, or even smaller commitments, you free up space to say yes to bigger, more meaningful opportunities. You have more time, energy, and focus to really step up when a big chance comes along.
How can less comparison with other
Yeah,
increase self-confidence?
exactly. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you stay more connected to your own values and progress. You appreciate your pace, your strengths, and that self trust really boosts your confidence. So you're more motivated and less bogged down by insecurity.
How does a clean environment improve mental clarity?
Yeah, absolutely. A clean environment reduces distractions. So your mind isn't constantly reacting to clutter or mess. That calm or
How can less noise
focus better,
and
think.
more silence?
Yeah, definitely. When you have less noise and more silence, you give your mind a chance to just settle. Without all that external input, you can reflect more deeply, make clearer connections, and really tap into your inner creativity and problem solving.
What is your last message for viewers?
Yeah, I'd say this: embrace simplicity wherever you can. By letting go of excess, whether it's stuff, distractions, or unnecessary tasks, you create more room for purpose, focus, and genuine happiness.
Okay,
So take
very
it step by step
thankful.
and remember, you're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help. If you ever want to dive into another